You're making a big difference on someone else's life. So to all of the personal support worker out there, to my co-personal support workers out there and everywhere here in Canada, kudos to you guys. Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Scripts to Freedom. My name is David and I talk about my life as a personal support worker here in Canada. And on this channel, I also talk about the salary transparency of being a personal support worker, how I manage my salary, how I budget my salary as well, and where do I invest my PSW salary throughout the years to reach that financial independence in the near future. And in today's video, I am going to talk to you about the 5 toughest cons and 5 real pros of being a PSW in this country. And make sure to stick around until the end of the video because I am going to share you the resume and CV, the one I used to land a job as a personal support worker here in Canada without experience, with no experience at all. So make sure to stick around. Let's go. Number 1, job security. I think one of the biggest pros of being a personal support worker in this country is the job is very in demand. Like whether you're living in Ontario, whether you're living on the west coast of Canada, like the British Columbia, or in Alberta, or the east side of Canada, which are the provinces of Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, and Newfoundland Labrador, they need you. PSW are needed everywhere. So if you're a personal support worker, a student of PSW, or a new graduate of personal support worker, you're in a great start. And if you're struggling to find a job as a PSW, I just made a video, how can you land a job as a PSW with no experience at all. So make sure you check that video after this. Number 2 is meaningful work. When you get up a resident, like for example, you clean them, you bathe them, you help them walk, and then at the end of the day, they will say thank you, even if they have Alzheimer's disease or dementia. Whenever you help them, some of them will say thank you, and it really hits different. That's true. I know that this job is very brutal sometimes. I'm not going to sugarcoat things, but if you help a people, you're making a big difference on someone else's life. So to all of the personal support worker out there, to my co-personal support workers out there and everywhere here in Canada, kudos to you guys. You are making a big, meaningful difference on someone else's life. And that really hits different. Number 3 is flexible schedule. Being a personal support worker has a very flexible schedule. You can pick up either part-time, either full-time, or casual. So part-time is you need to work in a specific hours. So this casual, and full-time also is 160 hours. If you're applying for a new job, they will say that, oh, we need casual, we need part-time, and we need full-time. It is very flexible. It is up to you if you wanted to work full-time and get all the benefits of the company. It's also up to you if you wanted to part-time and casual. Being a part-time and casual, I think, pays more compared to the full-time employees because of the benefits that we're getting. Because I'm a full-time employee, but if you're casual, I think you're not getting any company benefits. So I think that's the only difference. Very flexible schedule. So if you don't want to work full-time, you can pick up part-time. You can be part-time. Or if you don't want to become a part-time employee or a full-time employee, you can become casual. So that's the 3rd pros of being a personal support worker. Flexible schedule. Number 4, the salary. I started cleaning tables. I was a server when I was starting here in Canada and making minimum wage. I forgot, like 2 to 3 years ago, what was the minimum wage in Ontario? Was it 14 or 15? Something like that. So I was earning minimum wage at that time. But When I started working as a personal support worker, my salary went almost double. Like, can you imagine? Making 14 to 15 Canadian dollars 2 to 3 years ago, and now I'm making almost 29 Canadian dollars per hour. So that really bumped up my savings and investment until I reached almost 30,000 Canadian dollars in my investment account. And that I'm going to talk about in the next video. So being a personal support worker is hard, I know. It's not for everyone, but the pay is very decent compared to the other jobs. So you're in a great start, guys. If you're a personal support worker, you're making money. No. If you're a personal support worker, you're helping a lot of people. And at the same time, you're making a lot of money. So, yeah. Number 5, I think it's a really quick entry to healthcare industry. You don't need a 2 years diploma. You don't need a 4 years bachelor's degree. You only need 6 to 12 months. Some colleges offers personal support worker program in a compressed mode for only 6 months. Can you imagine? So after 6 months, you are, you got your personal support worker certificate and you're ready to apply for jobs. Like everywhere. Public colleges offers PSW in a 1-year program, like the one I did. But 4 months of that 1 year was spring break, I think, or summer break, which is 4 months. So that 4 months, I had the chance to like work full time in a restaurant in Toronto. So yeah, it's very quick. After 6 months or 12 months, you have your certificate and you are ready to apply for a job and make money. So that's the 5 pros of becoming a personal support worker. There are a lot actually, but I only chose 5. Most important thing for me. So the job security, meaningful work, which is the best. Like, you get to help people who are in dire need. It really hits different when they say thank you, when they hug you, when like all those stuff. Some resident kiss you. They will give you a hug, even though they have dementia or Alzheimer's. It's a natural, it's an innate in themselves that they'll say thank you or they'll give you a hug as a thankful manner. What else? It's quick entry to healthcare, flexible schedule, and the salary is high compared to the other job out there. Are you ready for the cons? Yeah, we're gonna talk about cons. Let's go. Number 1 con is being a PSW is physically hard. Let's just say it. It's very exhausting. You're in your feet 8 hours, 12 hours in a day. You lift resident. You help them walk. And sometimes you break your back. That is why it is very important for you guys to use proper body mechanics, because this job is very physically demanding. I've read a lot of stuff. I heard a lot of rumors and stories all over Ontario that a PSW broke their back and they can't go back to their job anymore, which is very unfortunate. Yes, you make money, but when you break your back, it's like, it's done. Like, done. So, make sure you use your proper body mechanics. Protect your back at all cost. So, and they teach you that in college. I remember our professor was teaching us how to properly move a resident safely, both of you, on the resident and on yourself. So that's, you always use a proper body mechanics. And second one is you clean poop. Like in the morning, you clean them because you have to get them up for breakfast. Most of them are, soiled. There's a lot of poop. You can smell it. Once you enter the room, you can smell it. You know it. It's time for you to clean them up. And sometimes after 5 minutes, after you clean them up, you smell them again, and then you check them, and then boom, you have to clean them up again, change them into their brief, like all those stuff. It's like non-ending. There are a lot of days that it's very tough, like almost all of them are having bowel movement, and some days are not too. Like, I'm not gonna lie, again, I'm not gonna sugarcoat things. There are days that there's a lot of residents who are bowel movement war, let's say. Bowel movement war, yeah. But some days are really very easy. It's not hard all the time. But again, if you're not into, like, cleaning stuff like that, you're not gonna survive this job. I hate to break that to you guys. A personal support worker program is very easy. Like, anyone can do it. But the job, not anyone. Not every one of you can do it. So that's one of the cons of being a personal support worker. So number one, physically demanding. Protect your back at all costs, no matter what. Use proper body mechanics. Okay. Number two, constant cleaning of poop. So you have to deal with that. As a personal support worker, we're the one who deals with that. Sometimes the nurses are helping us. Some nurses doesn't give a F. So just, yeah. Physical demanding, constant handling of poop. And number three is emotional draining. Like, emotional draining. First, for example, when you get attached to a resident that you really like, that you really love, or something like that, like your favorite, and then one time, their room is clean, like they're not there anymore. So that will hit you hard. I've lost a lot of residents during my 2 years, almost 2 years, I think, working as a personal support worker. I think I lost around 10 or 15. So it's emotional draining. It's tough when you, especially when you're attached to that resident. I'd say not favorite. That's not an exact word. When you get attached, and then they pass, they die, and then you go back to your work, and they're not there anymore. Like, again, as I've said, their room is very clean. There's no resident inside. Like, she passed or he passed. That will hit you different. It will break you sometimes. Yeah. I don't want to get emotional because I've lost a lot of residents that I really like, that I'm so attached to them, that I like them so much, because some of the residents are like funny, lovable. They hug you all the time. Like, they're so sweet. Like, they always say endearment, like all those stuff, you name it. And then you'll get attached. And then one day they're gone. So you have to be prepared, because you're gonna cry. You get very sad. I don't want to get emotional, but yeah. It's emotionally exhausting. It's emotionally draining. So yeah. Physically demanding, constant handling of poop, and emotionally exhausting and draining. So you got to be prepared. Like, if you're a personal support worker, it's like you're part of the family. It's like a resident is your family. It's like your brother or your sister or your mom or your dad. And then at some point they're gone. They're not there anymore. So you have to be very prepared for that. Don't get attached. That's what they said. Yeah. Number 4 is you are often undervalued. People just love to say, "Oh, you're just a personal support worker. You're doing all the dirty stuff, cleaning stuff. You're the bottom of the pyramid in the healthcare industry. You clean poop for a living." People make that comment. That's true. I made my TikTok channel like 2 weeks ago. And again, because of this channel is mostly about being personal support worker, about my salary transparency, how do I manage and budget my salary and where do I invest. I also talk about my monthly income out there. And then a lot of comments were like, you're just cleaning shit for a living. You're cleaning poop every single day. Even though you're making money, but still you're cleaning this poop. Like, some people are just very ungrateful. So that's one of the biggest cons of becoming a personal support worker. That's you are the bottom of the pyramid. You clean poop for a living. You know, it's hard for us, personal support worker, that even if we're doing our best, even if we're doing our job as a personal support worker, we clean the family members, a specific resident, and some family members as well are just very ungrateful. Like, they're not gonna thank you, they're just being blah. Like, some family members are arrogant too. Like, I'm telling you, to all of you guys, upcoming personal support worker student, or upcoming graduate of PSW, just be prepared emotionally, because people will look at you at like, just nothing. Again, some family members are just very mean to you. Some are very some are just very ungrateful. But on the other hand though, I forgot to put this in pros. Some family members as well are very thankful. Like, they love you on what you do because you're taking care of their family, right? There's always two sides of the stories, but we're talking about cons right now. So yeah, some people are very ungrateful, and some people are just very grateful. They love you on what you do. Like, you're like a family member to them because you're taking care of their family members, their parents, for example. And the last one is burnout is real. Being a personal support worker is really high stress. Burnout is really high. There's a lot of people who are quitting this job because, again, it's very tough. When I was starting as a personal support worker, I was having a hard time. Again, I don't sugarcoat things. That's true. It's very tough. But throughout, from first month to second month to third month of working as a PSW, you'll get there. You'll get to know the routine every single day when you go to work, especially in the morning, if you're morning, or in your evening, you know what you're doing along the way. And then after, I always pick up shift on my first year as a personal support worker, and I made a lot of money. I made almost 82,000 Canadian dollars last year, 2024, as a personal support worker. And some PSW makes to the Sunshine's list. If you don't know about Sunshine's list, These are the people that made 100,000 on that specific year. Like for example, a nurse or a personal support worker or an engineer or a politician or whatever, whatnot, CEOs, when they make 100,000 Canadian dollars in 1 year, they made to the Sunshine's list. And I know personally that I think two of my coworkers made it to the Sunshine's list. They made $100,000. But again, the burnout is very high. Again, when I was working on my first year as a personal support worker, I picked up a lot of overtime shift, and then one day I was like, boom. I was burned out. Like, I was so tired. I don't want to go to work. Like, there's no motivation anymore. It's very repetitive work. You do the same routine every single day. And then I got burned out. That was the time I started gardening. That was the time I started my vlogging journey. If you remember, if you're here from the very first start, thank you very much. I know some of you who joined me from the very first start of my vlogging journey, from the harvesting of my lettuce, because I got burned out and then I have to do something else, more than picking overtime shift. So I started gardening. I look up for a garden plot for rent, and then I saw a community garden, and then I rented 3 plots, and that was the start of my vlogging journey. I started planting lettuces, tomatoes, eggplants, all those stuff, cucumbers, sunflowers, corns, and then they all grew very beautifully. They gave me a lot of produce, and that's where I started making videos, just to like distress from my healthcare my healthcare journey, because it gets to the point that you'll get burned out. I'm not gonna lie. So gardening helped me a lot, like so much. Touching soil, you'll just feel grounded. You will, especially when you get to see your produce, they're flowering, you smell them, you touch the soil, you feel them, you feel the ground, like you water them. It's a therapy. So, but when I get burned out, I go run, I go for a walk, I go for a bike, I go for a garden. And it's gardening season today. I just actually started my garden, guys. And I'm on in the middle of editing my gardening journey, so I can upload it for this year 2025. So I think that's it, guys. That's the 5. There's a lot, actually. There's a lot of pros. There's a lot of cons. There's not only 5. There's a lot. I can name 10. I can name 20. I can name 30. But of course, time constraint in some sort, something like that. So just 5. But if you know what you're doing, you love what you're doing, just continue it. If you're passionate about helping people, become a personal support worker. And if you want to upgrade, you can go to RPN school. If you're a PSW and then decided to go for RPN school, it's just 14 months. 14 months, guys. And if you decided to become a registered nurse, go to school. There's a compressed program for only 3 years. If you don't want to become a nurse, which there's a lot of people doesn't want to become a nurse because of high stress level, you can go to radiology, you can go to sonographer, you can become a medical laboratory technician, all those stuff. There's a lot of, being a personal support worker will open to a lot of opportunities for you guys. So even though right now you're cleaning poop for a living, some people are not, very ungrateful for you on what you do, just brush it off. Go for a walk, go for a run, go bike, go do gardening like what I do. At the end of the day, still you. As promised, I am going to share my resume and my cover letter that got me to land my job as a personal support worker. I will share you the exact link of the Google Docs, Google Drive in the description below. And then there's a welcome note to my scrubbers and family fam, freedom fam. And then there's one with my resume, and then where's my cover letter. Make sure though that you're not gonna copy all the information that's in there. My resume and my cover letter are just the baseline, so that you'll know, oh, this is how it is. 1-page resume, 1-page cover letter is all you need, guys. Don't copy it. Like for example, a viewer from, let's just say a viewer from Mississauga, and then a viewer from Niagara copied my resume, copy paste 100%, and then they applied for the same company, and then red flag. They're not gonna accept you. They probably like freaking ban you for real, for life, for doing that. So be careful about that. Do not copy it. Do not. It's just like a baseline. You get the idea how to do it. You got the wordings, all those stuff, the objectives, your placement, all those stuff. It's in there. So that's a bonus for you guys for being here on this channel, for supporting my channel from 0 subscribers to like almost 1,500 subscribers. So that's my way of thanking you as someone for supporting my channel for my journey. So thank you very much. And that way I'm gonna give you my resume and welcome note and my cover letter. So thank you very much, guys. Appreciate all of you who supported me from this journey. Don't forget to subscribe, click that bell button so you will get updates whenever I have my new vlogs. So thank you, and I hope you take care for yourself. Ciao.